Good afternoon, fellow perma bull market runners. If you have any roast suggestions, by the way, like cocksuckers, flesh maggots, this is and that's, please leave them in the comments because I'm a little stale with them right now. This market has been so fucking stressful. I'm about halfway through these Tums that I got yesterday, just because of how just fucking stupidly volatile and all over the place this shit is. It's stressing me the fuck out. All right. Weak. Let's get this stupid fucking thing started. All right. So SPY. The overall market has just been incredibly fucking turbulent. We started off the day shitting the bed. Let me mark where the start was. Yeah. So we kicked off the day with a little melt up. That didn't last long. Didn't even hit the accumulation speed lines. Just immediately got pulled down, and for the rest of the day we formed what looks to be a spring. And then around the 245 mark is when we had this stupid fucking liftoff that took place all the way from 404 to 414. So that was a near 2% move. We were down as low as like 1.2% on the day and closed green at 0.6%. Yeah, just fucking incredible. Overall, macro-wise, on the 1 hour, this does appear to kind of look like a spring. I'm looking to see a rejection off of this 415 line. If it doesn't get rejected and it goes up, we're probably going to like 430. This looks like it could easily be a spring, and we would find ourselves up here. This is kind of what this is reminiscent of on the 1 hour. This puts us all the way to the end of the week, and this for some fucking reason does look a little bit viable. It's incredible, man. This is fucking stupid as fuck. On the 4 hour, again, still, with the drawing I just did on the 1 hour, this looks completely probable. This would put us at 430 according to this speed line. If we were to ride back up into distribution, we would find ourselves at about 450. And as fucking much as I hate to say this, this does look like a fairly reasonable scenario, just using, Wyckoff logic here. We've had similar setups in the past. Yeah. Yeah. This is really stupid. Like, this was the COVID crash. Same shit. I want to die. We did actually get a sell signal in the 4 hour, it looks like. So that's interesting. Yeah. Let's take a look at Amy real quick. Amy just followed SPY all day. We have our correlation heat map at the top. The first one is SPY. The second one is IWM. The third one is HYG, which is the junk bond yield ETF. So the blue means that they're correlating in buying. If there's no red, it means they're inversely correlated in selling. So with SPY, we were following the SPY. With IWM, we've basically been in a mishmash of both correlation of buying and selling. And then HYG, we're following in the selling of. So just something to keep note of. Started the day off... where the fuck? Just pretty much the same thing as SPY. Like, this is so fucking stupid, man. We started off, melted up initially, and then just got dragged back down all day. Had some turbulence around noon, and then hit the daily low, and then melted back up close to open. Only down 0.25% on the day. This kind of looks like the same thing as SPY, honestly, in terms of like setups and whatnot. I do want to show this. Right before we ran to 34, The correlation heat map lost all correlation with SPY, IWM, and HYG. And you can see that as everything began to fade color-wise. We're starting to see a similar fading take place throughout the day. Like Friday, for example, we lost correlation, albeit we were going down, but that at least implies that someone is pushing it down to buy it up, according to Wyckoff thinking. So the more that we see that pop up, the better I feel about any of these moves, because I made the inventory correlation indicator, the heat map at the top, to filter for what is organic movement within the stock and what is just movement between indices. And when you see that fade out, that means that the movement is at least organic and has nothing to do with arbitrage. Going into the end of the day, though, we did start pushing against the distribution speed lines. So that is a good sign. We initially got rejected, but I think going into tomorrow that we will break through those. Let's take a look at Jimbo. Pretty much the exact same thing. He did break through his distribution lines, and he's hovering within the distribution cloud. But same thing, beginning of the day, and just got fucking shit on. And then melted down, then around 245 hit its low, and then screamed to the skies with SPY and the rest of the market. Same setup with the inventory correlation, as well as I had called for a bottom at 122. I'm sorry, 112. What am I saying? At 112, which was the 30-minute accumulation speed line, and we did get that. So that's a great sign. And that took us all the way up, almost into green on the day, because we were as low as like 9%, I think. Didn't quite hit SSR, but still a great sign. I see room all the way up to 134. And then as the two accumulation lines begin to pinch, we'll see an oscillation, and then a little dippy, and then a rippy all the way up to the 150s. And that kind of lands well with all of the other events going on involving collateral changes or the quality of collateral changes within the DTCC. This puts us around May 4th through the 6th. DWAC also has a really great setup that I tweeted out at the end of the day. This is, if I recall correctly, just a giant reaccumulation. Yeah. So back when it ran all the way to 150, we just came out of a low, an all-time low relative to that big push up. And the current pattern that we have is what Amy saw right before she ran from 1450 all the way up to 72. Let me do this. Sorry, I know there's a lot going on the screen. Jesus Christ. There's so much data. Yeah. So almost the exact same setup. So I'm looking at this bit right here. So this is just a very impulsive reaccumulation, I'll call it. And almost the exact same ranges that Amy was dragged down to. This came all the way down to 11.6%. This came all the way down to 17%. Actually, no, I did that a little too much. About 13. So 11 and 13% comparatively. So that is something I'm eyeballing. I bought some far dated, way out of the money calls because I'm trying to capitalize on the volatility of what I think DWAC will do. No particular price target. On the 4 hour though, let's see if this fucking thing will load. Indicators, hello? Please. Or not. Fuck. On the 4 hour though, we can see distribution sitting all the way at, just kidding, it's not showing. Okay, 1 hour all the way up from 72 to the low 90s. So this definitely does look like a spring though, just setup wise. So something like that. SOS, this was another good one actually, fundamentally speaking, up 39% of the day, reached a high of even like 65%, I think. SOS finally announced their yearly financial results of 2021 and had announced like 730% profit or revenue. Whichever it was fantastic though. Went all the way from, what was it? 41 cents to a high of 69. Nice. Going to the smaller time frames, we had a buy signal even right before that happened. Multiple. So this thing's looking really good. This is something I've been accumulating over a little bit now. Got rejected out the 15-minute speed line, so I don't know how this thing fucking does it, but it knows. So it looks like it's going in for a reaccumulation in the meantime, probably something like that, and then off to the skies. I can't really think of any other. Let's see, Redbox. Redbox is something that people had brought up 42% on the day, still running in after hours at 2%. A very similar setup to Amy and Jimbo from their original runs. Bouncing off of the speed lines very, very well, and is still going. In terms of shorter time frames, yeah, well above everything except on the 1 minute where it's sitting at its short-term accumulation. I could probably see something like this and then continue running. Probably too late if you're trying to get in. I wouldn't chase this one. And that's about it. We can check out Tesla. Tesla up 3.7% on the day. This is fucking beautiful. You can see how it just navigated throughout all of the accumulation and distribution lines. Looks fucking great. On the 1 hour though, looks like accumulation. With the upper distribution sitting at 1,040. So that does look really good. Similar setup in the past with the flirting with accumulation lines and then going full send. So yeah, that does her. Thank y'all. Fuck you. Goodbye and stay black.